Welcome to Florida Education News. My name is Dr. Tony Arza, and today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Alyssa Noel, school board candidate in Osceola County. Very pleasure to sit down with you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to meet you.
So, look, the big thing that Florida Education News is trying to do is we want to make sure that voters have an opportunity to get to know the people who are running for office. We saw that you had qualified for school board in Osceola County, and we wanted to understand a little bit about what motivated you, why you want to run for office.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 2 kids, middle school girls in the public school system, and I've always been just a step ahead in making sure that their education is top tier, right? And I love being involved in the schools. Boots on the ground is what I believe in. So my background is in mental health. So I have a master's in marriage and family therapy, and I saw firsthand how much kids are bringing to the doorstep of schools, and being able to try to overcome those challenges and learn made me want to do more. So it started off with being the school advisory council chair at school. Then I got appointed to the school safety committee for the whole of Osceola. And after I started to really get in there, get the information, I was like, this is a great opportunity for me to really give back to my community, use all the knowledge that I've built and my eagerness and willingness to support our students, our staff, our teachers, our community. So this was a great opportunity to do that, and I'm excited to step up to the plate.
And so can you tell me a little bit about how does your role in marriage family therapy and your background in that, how does that help you, or how do you think that gives you an advantage in your role as a school board member?
Yeah, so mental health doesn't stay at home, So when these kids are dealing with challenges at home, whether that be an absentee parent or learning disabilities or things that, depression, actually one of the highest things facing our kids in school safety is unfortunately suicide. So I think we need to address those things and look at the kids as a whole. So my background in mental health is really going to take a great look at how can we support these kids to make sure that when they come to school, we're looking at the whole child and we're able to support them mentally, physically, emotionally to put them on the path to success.
And when you say whole child, because it's interesting, because someone could say, well, you studied family, not kids. But when you say whole child, I hear you implying that the family is a big part of who the child is. Could you share a little bit of how the parents play a role in making sure you're addressing these mental health issues?
Yep. So one of the things I wholeheartedly believe in is parents at the table. Parents are your biggest ally when it comes to their child's education. And I firmly believe that, we need to support these parents, listen to their grievances, listen to what challenges are they having if we are going to move forward in a positive direction, because we all should have the same goal of supporting our students to success. So parents are just overall partners in the relationship.
So and then that brings me to the big question of the moment in education in Florida, which is school choice. And there have been some board members that have been very outspoken against school choice, especially the universal voucher system. There are calls for reform to the accountability system. Some people say public schools should be completely deregulated. Other people say it should be one uniform accountability system for everyone. And so I'm just curious, where do you stand on that issue, and what would you hope to see for the schools in Osceola County and the state of Florida?
So I believe in the public school system, but I also believe in a parent's right to choose. I really do believe that parents are the student's biggest ally, and they know what is best for their child. Now, do there need to be checks and balances? Absolutely, because at the end of the day, these are taxpayer dollars, and we owe it to them, transparency, to know where their taxpayers are going and kind of make those connections on, if we're spending money on this is what it actually looks like in the classroom.
And when it's interesting because you bring up, before we were talking about parents, and parents are the biggest ally. I'm just curious, with your background in marriage family therapy, how much does it improve the quality of a child's life when a parent is, even just the fact that they're involved in the decision? Because there's some people that would say that just by now saying, hey, parents, you're at the forefront of your child's education, we've already drastically improved the quality of education. I'm just curious your thoughts about just the fact that now parents are going to be more engaged because now they have more options.
Well, with it comes challenges, right? Because everyone has their own belief system, everyone has their own ideas of what's best. But I think it's being able to sit at the table, right? And come up with solutions. I think we get stuck in a problem kind of mentality, and parents, they have a lot of great information real time about what their students are dealing with. And from a mental aspect, the schools that thrive the most are the ones where parent engagement is very high.
Yeah.
So I think that's a kind of like the best case scenario for any school is to have a strong parent engagement. We see that in things like PTO. We see that in school like SAC, where it's volunteer and these parents are coming and they're supporting the school through different initiatives.
Yeah, so I think at least we can say that it's a positive thing having parents more and more involved in a child's education. The other big thing that people maybe don't realize is how large school district budgets are. So school districts are economic engines in their communities. They are sometimes the largest employer. In Osceola County, I think it's over $1.5 billion budget, maybe even
it's
two.
Large, yeah.
And so that's a lot of taxpayer dollars. It's a lot of responsibility. How are you going to make sure that those dollars are being used well, that they're serving the taxpayers, and how are you going to be a good steward of their hard-earned dollars?
I think transparency is of the utmost importance when it comes to spending money, especially taxpayer dollars. And I think a lot of questions should boil down to one: does this support student success? Because ultimately, that's what we're here for, right? To educate the youth and to provide them a safe environment, a stable environment, and when we're there, they can learn. So all of the questions that we should be asking when we're spending money and adjusting the budget should be, does this support student success?
Any last comments that you want the voters and residents to know about you and about your platform as a school board candidate in Osceola County?
All I have to say is I love students, I love teachers, I love supporting them in any way that I can. You can ask any student, any principal. I have many, many, many great relationships with the principals and teachers and staff over in District 3. And I'm excited about this journey, and I'm ready to step up to the plate.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us, all right?
Thank you.